broadband has been described as the fourth utility, up there with gas, water and electricity, as essential for businesses and communities. So why is it that so many people here in the East Midlands struggle with such a slow and unreliable service? And is it putting the brakes on the regional economy? Well, we asked the presenter of the BBC's Click programme, Spencer Kelly, to find out what's going on.
Not so long ago, this was the way we used to send large files of information from one end of the country to the other. You wrapped it up, popped it in the post, and let the train take the strain.
This is the night mail crossing the border, bringing the cheque and the postal order.
Railways revolutionised the postal service. If your community didn't have access to the rail network, you were in trouble. Your business suffered. Your community was cut off.
Letters for the rich, letters for the poor, the shop at the corner of the girl next door. Pulling up, he took a steady climb, the gradient's against her, but she's on time.
Hey, look, it's a visual metaphor. All right. So, in the 19th and 20th century, connecting to your market and sending information was all about the road and rail networks. Of course, in the 21st century, this is how you send large files at the click of a mouse. Problem is, what happens if you're not connected to the network? In this quiet corner of Lincolnshire, they know what it's like to be cut off from the outside world. They even struggle to get a mobile signal. And in the battle for broadband, they're not going to take it anymore. Erin Bauer has run civil defence supply from Ashby Hall since 1978. Is it over? Hi, I'm Spencer.
Nice to be here.
Can we go and talk about your broadband problems?
Yeah, let's go and
talk
broadband.
Okay. Erin's company not only supplies stun grenades and tasers, they train police forces around the world using virtual reality computer software.
Yeah, good shooting. We're now sending very large files all over the world. We've got millions of pounds worth of software here training police in judgment of why they shoot or not shoot. And I can't join one computer to another because we just don't have the bandwidth or the connectivity.
Erin's a county councillor, so he knows the problems Lincolnshire faces getting fast broadband. And it turns out Ashby Hall is in, well, just the wrong place.
Well, we've got a strange shape of land where there's a flat top of the hill, dipping down into the flat bit where the lake is and Ashby Hall, and then it dips yet again down to the scarp below us. And we're in a radio no spot. The biggest problem we are facing here is this village is very small. It's not viable for BT to put a connection in here. Yet we were in holiday in Crete in the middle of nowhere, and right on the north coast at City, there's a little internet cafe with blistering service. We are very, very far behind.
Erin's not the only one who's frustrated. Down the road, Nikki Smith and her teenage daughters have had enough of living in a broadband not spot.
Are you Nikki?
Hello, yes I am. You must be Spencer.
I am. So Nikki, tell me about your broadband woes.
We had an ISDN engineer come out to the house and he tested it all and he said we're just simply too far away from the exchange to get any kind of signal here.
Kim, you're in the middle of your GCSEs, yeah?
I am.
Do you need the internet for your studies?
Yeah, I do, because I've got a lot of coursework-based subjects. I need to look up information for research, and it's quite hard for me to do when the internet doesn't work.
There's so much out there that we just simply don't have access to or have limited access to. And why should we miss out just because we live in a rural place?
So, the 47 houses in Ashby de la Londe have decided they're tired of waiting. They're digging their own super-fast broadband network. They've brought in an external company to lay the fibre optic ring main around the village, and then each household will dig their own connection across the back garden to keep costs down. They're always telling us that fibre's good for us. Well, it's good for your computer too, although it's not that kind of fibre. It's this kind of fibre, and it's basically a very fast internet connection. Now, I'll give you an example. If I was to take a photo of our gorgeous cameraman Darren, smile, and I was to try and upload that to the web using a normal copper telephone line, like most of us have, it would take about 30 seconds to do. If I was to send that photo on its way using something like this, it would go faster than I can say fibre.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Today, villagers are getting the chance to see how it's going to work.
We use compressed air to blow the fibre optic cable down them from the Digital Village pump, which is the building just here that you can see, individually into everybody's home. And that's how we actually get the fibre optic into everybody.
The DIY approach has got the whole village excited. And this sounds like a bit of a poke in the eye to the big institutions. You're getting down and doing it yourself.
We do it ourselves, yes, absolutely. We've tried everything. We've tried satellite, we've tried asking our MP, the head of BT, everything. So we were really excited when we thought, yes, we can get this fibre optic broadband in the village.
Fiberstream has spent more than £100,000 on the Ashby network. They'll get their money back by charging each house a £125 connection fee and then about £30 a month. And because this is a community interest company, any profits will go straight back to the village.
One of the really important points about this project is by getting everybody together as a community, there is not a penny of taxpayers' money involved in this project. And so from that point of view, it's something that can be replicated by other communities in deeply rural areas across the country.
20% of rural areas in the country still have no adequate broadband, and it's a situation that if it continues to exist as it is now, then the economic potential of rural areas to the economy will be significantly reduced.
Even when you've got access to the lines, it's not easy to speed up your connection. The copper network, which carries most of our broadband, was laid down in the last century, and it was made for telephones, not computers. Now, because copper can only carry a certain amount of data, when lots of people pour online, the brakes really go on. It's called contended lines. Okay, different analogy now. The way most of us are charged for our broadband at home is a bit like this. Hi. Could I have a pint, please?
Sure. There you go.
No, I paid you for a pint.
We're really busy today, sorry.
See, on our broadband bill, it says that we pay for up to 8 megabits per second. But we share that line, which means when things get busy, we don't get anything like what we think we paid for. And that's just downloading stuff. If you're uploading large files like video or photos, well, you really are going to need a fibre optic connection. Cheers.
I think the key point is that we're moving towards kind of a knowledge economy. And what does that mean? That means that we trade ideas, we exchange ideas. That's a two-way process, and that's why next generation broadband and fibre is really important. What is interesting is if we look at our international competitors like Japan, Korea, they're investing in next generation broadband because they think it's hugely important for their future. And I think that the UK should take a precautionary principle and make that investment rather than waiting to learn it got it wrong.
Letters of thanks, letters from banks, letters of joy from the girl and the boy.